Yo, what is up? I am back, and today we're talking about this delicious spiral ham that's available at the Sweetgrass Dairy Farm Store. It's sweet, smoky, salty, and perfectly fatty. And the best part about it is that it's already cooked. This recipe kills two birds with one stone. You end up with a funky honey mustard glazed ham and fennel braised and roasted potatoes with all those delicious ham drippings all over top. That's enough talking about it. Now let's get cooking. First, we're gonna start by chopping off all of our potatoes, fennel, onions, and garlic into a bowl. Take the top off of your fennel, cut your fennel bulb in half again, and we're going to small dice this like we would an onion. Add that into your bowl. Now we're gonna use about a half of an onion and chop that up about to the same size as you did your fennel. Onto the garlic. I'm gonna cut off the little hard bottom pieces, give it a slight smash with the size of my knife. Slice your garlic up just about as thin as you can get it. You don't want big giant pieces of garlic floating around in your food. You can add your finely diced garlic right on into the bowl. Add in a couple glugs of olive oil and a light amount of salt. The ham drippings are gonna add a bunch of salt to this, so we don't wanna go overboard here. Dump your vegetables into a nice deep roasting pan and place a wire rack right on top. This will allow airflow to go underneath the ham. We're gonna place this beautifully delicious ham right on top of our vegetables and set this off to the side. It's time to make our glaze. In a mixing bowl, I'm adding celery salt, sage, and cracked black pepper, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce, a half cup of honey, and 3 tablespoons of spicy brown mustard. Give it a whisk until it's nice and incorporated, and now it is time to sauce our ham. Spoon or brush on your glaze in an even layer, making sure to get up in all of the nooks and crannies of your ham. Only use about a third or a quarter of your glaze for the first go around. We are going to glaze it multiple times throughout the cooking process. After 30 minutes in a 325-degree oven, it's time to put on the second layer of glaze. Make sure you're getting up in all those nooks and crannies. Back in the oven we go for another 30 minutes, and we have one more round left of glazing. After the second 30 minutes, things are starting to look pretty exciting. We're getting some crispy bits around the edges. The glaze is clinging really well and building up a wall all around the ham. I'm getting pretty excited. We're looking for an internal temperature of 140 degrees, so I'm sticking my thermometer through the thickest part of the ham, and it looks like I'm only reading around 100 and 110. I'm putting on my third round of glaze, making sure this stays nice and moist and juicy. Back in the oven it goes for another 30 minutes. We reached an internal temp of 140 degrees. Now it's time to plate it up. I got my ham off to the side, out of my way for now, scooping all these nice, soft, roasty potatoes into a large serving dish. Slice your ham right down the side and off the bone. Carefully shingle the pieces all over top of your potatoes. Now take all your delicious juices from the pan and pour them all over top. The potatoes are so soft and creamy, sweet from the glaze that dripped on them, and super smoky and fatty from all that deliciousness coming off the ham. The ham's really good. It's still super juicy. Dipping it in those juices from the pan is really awesome. This dish is a winner for sure. The crispy bits and the bark on the outside are the best part by far. So good, so good. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this recipe can add some stress-free flavor to your holiday meal. Subscribe to this channel and follow both me, Lorenzo, and Sweetgrass Dairy on Instagram to follow along on more of the fun. I'm gonna go eat my body weight in ham, and until next time, happy cooking.